Good afternoon, Swirly Nation, and welcome to this weekend's tournament. The City of Bridges Showdown, I believe it's called. As we come to you live from Alpha Ice Complex in Harmerville, Pennsylvania. Your starting lineup for the Pens lead in net. Number 1, the Squish Tender, Squishy Evans. At forward, we've got 23, Ryan Schweitzer, and 14, Grayson Baru. Along with 61, Ryan Lohr. On defense, number 5, Dino Felino, and number 88, Danny Foster. Schweitzer with the puck at center. He tries to work it into the Ashburn zone. The Extreme get it back to the Penguins' blue line. Felino fights for it. Free pops an Ashburn player on a breakaway. Squish comes out, makes the first save. But the rebound sits there, and Ashburn tucks it in. A breakaway from the Penguins' blue line in, and it's 1-0 Ashburn. I believe we're good audio-wise. Should have a little nicer picture for us for those of you watching at home on the big screens, streaming in 4K here on the YouTube channel. Puck in behind the net, it'll be Dixon picking it up there. He's able to work it up to Bowen. Bowen out to center, it's Goldberg streaking through. He carries to the left-hand side, cuts back to the middle. He's got Bloom coming with him. Tries to cut to the center. It's knocked off of his stick by an Ashburn defender. Back come this Extreme to the blue line. Kumnick gets there. It's good to have Goldberg and Kumnick back in the lineup for the Pens, as they'll have 11 skaters, or 12 maybe, I believe. Yeah, Vickers back as well, so 12 skaters for the Pens in this one. Pens trailing 1-0 here early in period 1 as Zachi breaks free and comes up the boards. He's stopped. And Ashburn is going to get a penalty for too many men on the ice. And the Pens are going to head to the power play. Looks like we've got Zachi filling in up at wing right now. We're going to go 4 defensemen and 8 forwards for the Pens. Zachi had a great game in the second round. In the second game at Columbus at forward, so they're going to keep him up there. And the Pens will run with the 4 defense. Pens will get set up here on the 7 Fields Wealth Management power play. Puck back to Foster at the point. His shot blocked by the forward of Ashburn. That's Polly. Zachi works it into the corner. Centering pass looking for Lohr. Skips all the way free, and it's cleared out the center, but he picked up by Felino. Felino to Foster. Foster carries up the right-hand side. Gets it into the Ashburn zone. It's picked up there by an Ashburn defender. Schweitzer with puck pressure forces the turnover to Lohr. Lohr looks for Schweitzer. It's off the pad of the Ashburn goaltender and sent just wide on the rebound by Schweitzer. Picked up by Ashburn. Carried up to the blue line. He's able to carry it out to center where Lohr's there. Lohr will tap it forward to Foster. Foster carries into the offensive zone. He's got Zachi with him, now Lohr. Foster still with the puck. Comes free to Zachi at the point. He can absolutely fire the puck, and he gets one in on net. And it's stopped and held. Penguins power play for another 10 seconds here. As Ashburn clears the zone, that'll tick the power play time away. And we have an offside play at the blue line. So face off to come out to center. It'll be Bloom stepping to the dot. He's flanked by Vickers and Goldberg. Goldberg with that early rush, cut to the middle, had it knocked off of his stick. Kumnick able to play it up for Bloom. Bloom scoots around to the right, comes back into the middle. He'll fire one, rebound in front, and unable to pop it in was Goldberg. Penguins getting some chances now as Ashburn comes back through center. Back checking aggressively is Vickers. Love the hustle there. It's worked around behind for Kumnick. He banks it off the boards and finds Goldberg. Goldberg's got a 2-on-2 with Bloom. He tries to pass through the neutral zone. It skips off the backhand. And it'll be defended by Ashburn, and the Pens jump in off sides. Yeah, that means the power's on. One back to Foster. Foster banks it off the boards for Baru. Baru into the offensive zone. Looks for Zachi. He's unable to get control, and Ashburn turns it back to center for Foligno. So Ashburn with an early goal on a breakaway where they were able to pot the rebound. Schweitzer able to find Baru. Baru over to Zachi. He's got a cannon, and it's off the side of the net. Penguins with pressure since then. Just need to get one by. Ashburn back out to center, tips it by, and it's going to be this time a 2-on-1 as they come to center. This one's gobbled up and held by Squish, moving from his left to right, able to make the save and get the hold. Pens will get a line change Ashburn as well. Xtreme send Polly to the face-off dot. The Penguins have Goldberg there. Nice shot by Vickers, pressuring the point on the Ashburn face-off win. It'll be Kumnick behind. Reverses to Vickers. Vickers wraps it up to the point man. Kept it there by Acker. Or Aker. Maybe Aker. We'll go Aker. Kumnick comes away with it in his own end. He flies to the center of the Pens defenseman, gains the offensive zone, cuts to the outside to the left. He's tripped on the play, and we will head back to another Seven Fields Wealth Management Power play. Kumnick on the rush, draws the tripperoo. And the Pens will have a draw to the left of the Ashburn goalie. It's Bowen, Goldberg, and Vickers with Kumnick and Dixon, the point men. Face off. Won by Ashburn, and they're able to knock it out to center. Vickers will pick it up there and wrap it back in. Right to the Ashburn defenseman who reverses behind his own net. There's a couple acres on this team as Goldberg cuts the play off on the wall, spinning with it. He's cut off, puck taken from him. He stays in the battle, clearing it up to the blue line, but not out is Ashburn, keeping it into Vickers. As Ashburn's able to get control and storm back to center. Polly defended nicely by Vickers as it's wrapped in behind. Dixon will pick it up. It's rimmed around for Bowen. Bowen will carry out the center. Tries to send one across. That'll be intercepted by Anderson, and in comes Ashburn. Weaving through the Pens defense. Squish able to get to the shot and pop it into the corner. Seems to be back on the game after an early breakaway rebound goal gets by. The power play over for the Penguins, and we head back to even strength. Baru cuts into the middle, sends one, it banks off the post. Rebound sent high and over the net by Lohr. Kept in by Foligno, battled for on the wall. Penguins have had some chances, a lot of them. As Baru picks this one off, weaves into the middle. Sends a shot in, skips it just wide. He'll chase it down in the corner. Good aggressive play by 14, Baru. His centering pass cut off by Ashburn. They're stopped at the blue line. It's Foligno keeping it there. Ashburn able to tip it back out to center where Foster will loft it back into the Ashburn zone. They'll counterattack that, but there's Foster again. Knocked off of his stick, but gathered by Foligno. 5:21 to play in the period. Puck in front, one shot, stop, rebound, cleared but not out. Sits free, finally cleared, but all the way back to the point. Baru with a nice stick on puck, bouncing puck in front of the Penguins net. Danger zone, but it's cleared nicely by Lore and carried out through center. He's into the offensive zone. He'll lift one high to the glove hand side where it's caught and held. It'll be Bloom to the face-off circle. Kubnik and Dixon the defensemen. Bowen and Vickers, the wings flanking Landon Bloom. Face-off. Kicked back to the point man, Kubnik. One hands it into the corner. Good to have him back from a broken wrist. Joined the team at practice this week and is a go for today's game. As it's sent all the way back, it'll be Kubnik gathering it. His clearing attempt blocked, but once and twice is the key as he's able to work it out to center. D to D goes Ashburn, and they'll regain the Penguins zone. Carrying to the outside, Polly. He'll set it up to the point. Pham, it's blocked by Vickers, and he's off to the races. He'll get to the puck first. Tries to center it across to Bowen. Great defensive play there by Ashburn. And back come the Xtreme, up through center. Polly into the offensive zone. Cuts back to the middle. Pressured by Bloom. Gathered in by Dixon. And Dixon will lug it up through center off the skate of Bowen. Now Vickers with the puck pressure. An indirect pass off the boards by Ashburn. Has him coming through the neutral zone with speed. They'll dump it into the Penguins end, and the Penguins will look to run a breakout from there. It's sent all the way to the point by the Ashburn player. Deflection sent wide to the squish tender, and it'll be picked up by Foligno. Up to Lore. Lore able to work it out to center to Bloom. Bloom goes off the boards. As Ashburn will dump it in, that's icing if it's far enough. It is, and we'll head back to the Xtreme zone. Penguins trailing 1-0 here in period 1, 3:18 to play. Ashburn in their white uniforms today. White jerseys with an X on the chest. Black and red striping. They got black pants with the red and white stripes and white socks with the red and black stripes. Your Penguins in black today, the boys in black. Black jerseys with the Penguins logo on the chest. They got the black socks and black pants, all three with the gold striping, and of course, the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. It's Foster, pressured heavily by Ashburn. They come through to the puck. That one shot up and over the squish off the crossbar, and it's picked up by Lore. Into the offensive zone, he storms, carries to the left, cuts back, centers one, and it's tapped in by number 14, Grayson Baru. Head to the fridge. Reach behind the milk in front. Grab an ice cold Baru. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. The Penguins tie the game at 1. That was a nice play there. Lore to Baru. With a dandy, and the Penguins get that equalizer. Can they gain confidence from it? It's Lore to Baru again. If it worked once, try again, huh? Kicked into the corner, it'll be Schweitzer there. He loses control, and back come the Xtreme up through center. Carrying it through center's Cock. Nice back pressure by Baru. Cox and Baru battles. It's shot in. Squish able to put that one right into the corner. Picked up there. 16 is Hannah for Xtreme. Polly with the puck. He dangles one, comes to the middle, centering pass. Squish tender with the dandy of a pad save. Let's see if we can get that one on the replay. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure if we got it. I don't think it's going to pop up for you. Nope. It'll be back to Foligno. Foligno up to Goldberg. So a goal from Baru. A nice kicked out pad save for the squish tender. It's worked back in by the Penguins. It's Vickers and Bloom, but it's knocked away from them and carried out through center by Anderson. Anderson snaps off a pass. Opposite wing into the zone. Sent wide a squish. Bounces back to the other side. It'll be picked up there by Vickers, sent back in front, Foligno. Foligno gets control. He's able to work it to Bloom. It bounces over an extreme stick. Bloom follows on with the puck pressure. Ashburn sends it back out the center. Last minute of play here in the first period as the puck's in the corner of the Penguins' end. Worked for, battled for, and ultimately it's Bloomer coming away with it. Coming through center's Goldberg. Goldberg over for Vickers. Nice feed. Vickers shot in low. Off the pads. Rebound cleared by Ashburn. Back to Foligno at the point. His first shot stopped. Second shot into the feed of Goldberg. Can he get it through? He cannot. Foligno without a stick as Vickers covers the point. It hops over his stick. He'll work it back to Foster. Danny Foster off the boards looking for Bloom on streaking in. Foster clears it up back into the Ashburn end, but it's picked up there by the Ashburn defense and sent right back into the Penguin zone. It'll be Kumnick getting there 8 seconds on the game clock as he rims it around looking for Vickers. Vickers carries it up and the horn will sound. We'll get the end of the period. All right, looks like we do have replay running, so that's working. So hopefully we'll catch the next replay when it comes. Let's recap this one, folks. An early breakaway in the first minute or so of the game for Ashburn. Squish gets the first one with a poke check, but the second one popped past on the rebound, and it gave Ashburn the early lead. The Penguins, with pressure throughout the first period, including 2 power plays, they weren't able to get one by until number 14. Grayson Baru got just a dandy of a feed from 61, Ryan Lohr, and was able to tie the game at 1. That's where we sit here at the end of 1. We'll be back for period 2 shortly. We're back. We're going to line them up. We're going to switch sides. We're going to throw 12 minutes on the board, and we're going to play period number 2 as Ashburn comes in with a 3-on-1 early. Carried wide. There's the pad of the squish tender to say no. Thank you. A big no from the squish tender. On a 3-on-1 break. Now pressured at the point. It's Zachi. Zachi attacking a player. No stick. Moves it towards the middle. It's off a skate. Nice defensive play, and back come the extreme 3-on-1 now. Into the offensive zone, a centering pass cut off by Dixon. Sent back to the corner. Picked up and rimmed around there. Ashburn working in the Penguin zone as Kumnick gets to it. He tries for Goldberg. It's just past his stick. It's put back in front by the Pens and sent wide of the cage by Ashburn. Schweitzer battles in the corner. It'll be Lohr coming away with. Actually, I think that was Dixon battling. Lohr comes away with it, gets it out to center. Now the Penguins' pressure will go to work. It's Lohr pressuring the puck, able to break it up to stick of Schweitzer. Schweitzer's in on sides, left-hand side. Comes under pressure. It comes back to the point man Dixon. He's able to keep it in as the battle ensues on the half wall. Dixon keeps it a second time. Once, twice, but 3 times a lady as Ashburn comes out to center. A 2-on-1 developed, but the back-checking Dixon able to break it up along the wall. Ashburn will back it into the Penguin zone. Dixon there tries to send it right back out again. Now Lohr waves at it. Ultimately, it'll come free to Schweitzer. Nice job of not throwing it right back into the Hornets' nest. He tries to work it to the opposite side. Ultimately, Kumnick will pick it up in the Penn zone, bank it off the boards to Schweitzer. Schweitzer sends it just past Zachi. No icing on the call on the play, as it doesn't get the whole way to the goal line, so no big issue there. Banked off the wall, kept in it by Goldberg. Dangerous here for the Penguins as he cuts to the right. He fires one. It's blocked by a stick. And back come the Extreme. It's a 2-on-2. Back checking into the play is Vickers attacking the puck. Foligno forces it wide. His stick is able to knock it in behind the net where Vickers in support able to pick it up, wind it around. He finds Bowen. Bowen kicks it out to center. Taken there by Ashburn. Banked back into the Penguin zone. Attacked immediately by Foligno. It comes free to the point. That point shot eaten by Vickers. He's like the Cookie Monster out there with point shots. Just gobbling them up. Cookie, cookie, cookie. To the point, out to the point it comes for Ashburn. Kicked back in behind. It's Foligno in a corner. Ashburn able to work it in behind the net. They'll go low to high again to the point. A half slap, kicks wide to Squish. Rebound, Squish keeps that out on the wraparound attempt. Back to the point for Ashburn. Penguins under siege here. End of a bit of a long shift. Guys are a bit winded, and Ashburn going to work. Vickers doing a lot of it as he's able to clear it up and out through center. All the way into the Ashburn end. Pens need a change as they forecheck here. I don't think anybody went for a change as Ashburn comes back in the other way. Hanna carries through center. Danny Foster there to break that one up. Back checking Vickers another time. I have a feeling we're going to say that a lot today. Good to have him back after a shoulder injury kept him out of the Penguins last game. A dumping attempt by Ashburn ultimately ends up on the stick of Goldberg, who sends it right back out to center. Ashburn fires it into the penalty box. It's odd here, the penalty boxes have no glass. So the puck is able to escape into the penalty bench area, where we'll earn a whistle. The Penguins will secure a line change, and we'll drop the puck outside of the Ashburn zone. 8:21 to play, period 2. Puck battled for, and it's Zachi carrying it into the offensive end. It's in his feet as he dances with it. It ends up with the puck. His centering pass just offline, intended for Lohr. Ashburn able to pick it off and clear it out the center. It's cut off by Kumnik, who's able to get it back to the Ashburn line, and pressure coming from Baru. Like a dog on a bone, he chases it down. That pressure frees it up for Lohr. Lohr's shot blocked. Second time, comes free to Baru. He'll wind and fire. It skips past the goalie, and it's cleared by Ashburn. They do a wonderful job of clearing rebounds in front of the net. As the Pens put it back in the zone, it'll be an offside play. 7:41, period 1, a 1-1 tie here at Alpha Ice Arena, home of the Pitt Panthers ice hockey team. Bloom on the draw, kicked past him, 2-on-1, develops off the face-off for Ashburn. Centering pass, skips over the stick of the Ashburn forward, driving the net. It's worked up to the blue line, carried out by Bowen for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, into the offensive zone they go. I want to mention, folks, I'm going to throw a link up. I'm going to try to throw a link up on here. Maybe it won't work. The 2010 Pens Elite are doing a raffle, and the gift basket, if you're a Penguin fan, is just fantastic. So I'll throw the link up, and feel free to check that raffle out to support the 2010 Pens Elite. Autographed Jari jerseys, autographed Letang merchandise, some really awesome pen stuff, almost like those charity bags the Penguins do, as Vickers fires a backhander in on net. So link in the comments. 11 of you joining us. If you are not yet, please become a subscriber. Click that subscribe button below. Subscribe to Cinnamon Swirl TV as we bring you all your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite action this season. Baru, it's Schweitzer on the draw. Won by Ashburn, banked off the boards behind, cut off by Baru as he keeps it in. He sends it in towards the net. It's about hip high off of Lohr, but Dixon will keep it at the point. He tries to pop free as Ashburn able to knock it off of his stick. It'll be worked back to Schweitzer. Schweitzer banks it off the boards, where it's carried on ultimately by Ashburn. Back into the middle. Pressured there, and I think we're going to get, and we will, Hooking also not legal in hockey, and your Penguins will head to the penalty kill. First penalty, this one's going to go to number 61, Ryan Lord. It'll be a 1-minute penalty as we're playing 12-minute periods, an adjustment by USA Hockey this season. 15-minute games are a minute and a half. 12-minute games are 1 minute in the sin bin. Worked back to the point as Ashburn sets up, firing one from the point. Kicked way out past the rebound by the squish tender. That makes this goalie dad happy. Worked behind. Ashburn with it. They'll look to go high slot, wide open. Cox for the one-timer. That's blocked in front by Dixon. Pressure by Baru. Able to be kept in by Ashburn. A deflected shot. I think that skipped wide a squish. Back to the point they go. Another shot from out top. This one caught and held by the squish tender. It's an old cliche, but your best penalty killer needs to be the one with all the pads. And today, that's been the squish tender. It'll be Bloomer stepping to the draw. Goldberg on the wing. Foligno and Dixon in front. Blocked out front by Foligno. Turning with it in the corner. Ashburn, another centering pass. This one to Cox. Kicked out by Squish. And the Pens unable to clear another rebound. And Ashburn will score on the power play. And the Pens are going to get Sammy Brushett coming into the game to play in net. Trailing 2-1. So the Pens down 2-1. Sorry, I got the wrong period up here. Let me adjust that for you fine folks at home joining us on Cinnamon Swirl TV. As the Pens, Foster fires one just off the side of the cage. That was an absolute rocket. His position covered nicely by Goldberg. That rotation very important. But back comes Ashburn. They almost had another breakaway. Ashburn works it into the right side. They had a chance for the breakaway. It was just past him, and now it's Bloom carrying it back out to center. He's able to get it into the Ashburn zone. Will get control. Looking. Drags it back in front. Sent one in on net where it's fought and held for. As the goalie comes out upset. Apparently the puck not covered. The Pens kept going. So Penguins trail Ashburn 2-1 here. Schweitzer, Vickers, and Goldberg and Zachi on the ice up front for the Pens. Dixon and Kumnick, the defense pair. Puck back to Kumnick. Kumnick fires one. His shot blocked out front. Pens get to it. It's Dixon popping it into the corner. As Zachi pressures, he comes away with it, and he'll fire one glove side, where it's caught and held. It'll be Schweitzer to take the face-off. Won by Ashburn. They'll rim it around. It'll be Dixon getting there. He's able to free it up to Lord. Lord's centering pass just skips off as Zachi. Schweitzer back on the puck as Ashburn able to kick it back out to center. Battled for by Kumnick as it comes into the Pens zone. Dixon picks it up. He'll rim it around looking for Lord. And it comes out to Zachi. Zachi loses control at center. He'll stop and tip it looking for Lore. Schweitzer sends one in towards the cage. Blocked by an Ashburn defenseman. They send it back out to center. It's Foligno in his own end, lofting it out to neutral ice. A turnover there from Ashburn ends up on the stick of Schweitzer, and he walks the defender, fires it backside. And there's Gazacci tying the game at 2. And we'll get the replay for you on that one. The turnover at center. Schweitzer dangles, just filthy mitts, able to get it over to Zacci. And that's a spicy meatball. 2-2 game. Face off this time by Bloomer, so the Pens tie it at 2 here in period 2. As back comes Ashburn, shot in on Brush It, goes high and over the net. Another shot skips in, and Ashburn will pull it out from behind and tap it between the legs of Brush It and take the lead right back. So coming from behind the net, the shot went wide, and they were able to tap it past. The initial shot, I think, actually might have gone off Brush It's pad in behind the net. Extreme to forward, able to pick it up there and pull it back in front and give Ashburn the lead back. Ashburn with it in the Penguin zone. And ultimately it's Goldberg. Goldberg's got speed, and he busts by everybody. He's got Bloom with him. He finds him on his backhand, and he pushes it just wide. Goldberg gets to it, sends it off the side of the net. I love that play, an unselfish play on the rush by Goldberg. As it's centered by Kumnick. If the Pens do more of that, there's a wraparound that goes in and out, but they say no goal. I thought for sure that went across the line. But we're going to say no goal and move on. As it comes back out through center, and it's fired back into the Penguin zone. It's Vickers. Vickers cuts up in front. He sends it looking for Bloom. Bloom unable to get control, but the Penguins pressure frees it up for Baru. Baru into the offensive zone. Fires! High blocker side! And he knew you were ready to find that second one. Reach in the fridge and grab an ice cold Baru. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. The Penguins tie the game at 3. Here in the second, Grayson Baru firing a twisted wrister. And of course I didn't get the replay. That's all right. You'll have to trust me that it went in. Well, you saw it live. Pressured in the back end by Foster. Able to be picked up by Schweitzer. He finds Baru. Double goal scorer Baru here. Drives into the offensive zone. He'll fire one. This time glove side. That's fought for and covered nicely by the Ashburn netminder. Schweitzer and Zacci hooked up earlier. He'll step into take the face-off. Pens need to try to get a lead here. They've been down 1-0, 2-1, and 3-2. It comes free to Lure. Lure to Baru. Baru finds Schweitzer, and Schweitzer tips it just wide of the cage. Kept in by Foligno, and now Lure. Lure spinning on the wall. Little cinnamon swirl, if you will. But right there is the Extreme to send it back. Danny Foster will pick it up behind the net. He's pressured and knocked down. Into the corner it goes. Foster will pick it up. He gets his feet just yanked out from under him, and we're going to head back to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. Face off for Goldberg. The power play unit's going to be Goldberg, Finn Bowen, and Enzo Vickers, with Dixon and Kumnick the defense. It's picked up and carried through center by Ashburn. Short-handed, carrying wide, sending one in wide of Brush It. Goldberg gets to it. He looks for Vickers. He can't connect with him, and Ashburn will take over at center. D to D it goes. It'll be picked up by Dixon, and Hannah follows on for Ashburn, sends it in behind. Kumnick will be the one to get there. He's got time. He's pressured, and he'll send it right up the middle, right to an Ashburn to forward. As they bank it in, it'll be an offside play. The Pens need, when they have space like that, pick it up and go. We're looking for the pass, which is unselfish, but when you have all the ice, get on the horse. Make him come to you. Then work it over. We'll have Schweitzer stepping in for the power play. Only 9 seconds left. Minute power plays, as we said. 5 on the power play, and it's been all Ashburn on the PK. A nice back pressure there by Schweitzer frees it up. Power play over. That horn indicates the end of period number 2. Let's take a look at a new feature here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. Your intermission most recent replay. A Penguins goal. This one. Coming to us, the nifty dangle by Schweitzer. Works it over to Zachi. He's able to bury it, and at that point in time, tie the game at 2. Your second period highlight. What do we think of that new feature, folks? Come on, that's pretty awesome. Gotta love it. Back live as we see the Penguins gathering around head coach Trevor Nelson. Assistant coaches Alex Kumnick and Brian Bloom. So we'll switch sides for the last time. We'll take this 3-3 tie into period number 3. We'll put 12 minutes on the clock, and we'll try to finish this one on the ice here at Alpha Ice Complex in Harborville. Right off the draw again, Ashburn has taken advantage of faceoffs and created 2-on-1s and even breakaways off of faceoffs. This time the puck pressure at the point by Baru, able to be picked up by Foster. He tries for Baru. It's past him, where Ashburn will gather it in their own end. They'll break out to the left, coming through center. Stepping up on the play, Felino, and a beautiful back check by Baru, able to free the puck up, where Schweitzer will pressure the Ashburn defenseman, who rims it around behind. A little skate to stick action there from Aker as he comes under pressure by Schweitzer. Schweitzer able to pop free. He looks for Zachi. The dynamic duo of our intermission replay tries to connect again. Penguins with the pressure. It's Schweitzer as Ashburn able to fire it out to center ice. DeVelli will dump it in for Ashburn. Baru will pick it up. As we're about a minute into period 3 here. A 3-3 tie. Side of the net. Centering pass. Pops free. And there's an extreme player in front of the net to pop the puck behind. And the Pens are going to have to come from behind again to tie this one. Ashburn pops into the lead. The Pens have come back every single time. They're going to have to do it again. This shot from the outside to the glove side of Brushin, who's able to catch it, hold it, and hand it to the official. We'll have a face-off to the right of the Penguins' goal. Bloom on the draw. Sent in on net by Ashburn, covered again by Sammy Burchett. And we'll reset them all over again. Turn 37 to play, period 3. Plenty of time as the Pens trail by 1. Baru with a pair, Zachi with a goal. Who's going to be the hero to tie this one up? And then ultimately, like I said, we got to get that lead for the first time. As Bloom sends it up the wall, past everybody, right to the stick of an Ashburn defender. He'll bank it to the opposite side. It skips over the stick of Kubnik, but he'll retreat to pick it up. He banks it off the boards back to center. Bloom with the pressure, skate, the stick action, a 2-on-1, 3-on-2 develops. Bloom shoots one, it's off the goaltender, picked up by Bowen. Bowen at the side of the cage. He's knocked to the ice, and we will yet again head back to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play as we need to get one here, folks. They've had a couple turkeys. They've been on the table, and no one has taken a bite. Power play. It'll be Baru, Zachi, and Lore. Foster and Foligno up top for the Pens. Back to Foligno. His shot blocked out front, but comes to Lore. He centers one, and it's cut off by the defense. Right to Zachi. He pushes one back in front. It's fought for and ultimately cleared to Foster. He banks it off the wall, trying to put it right back into the Ashburn zone. Ashburn will fling it back out to center. It'll be Foster getting control. He goes D to his partner Foligno, who finds Lore. Lore comes under pressure as Ashburn hounding the Penguins at center ice. Baru will carry it in, cutting left to right, carrying in, firing, this time blocker side, and it's fought off nicely. Carrying it through center, short-handed. Polly for Ashburn. 13 seconds left on the power play as they send one in short-handed that goes off the stick and into the glove. For a cover. 10 seconds left on the power play, 9:04 to play here in period 3. Your Pens trail 4-3. As Goldberg takes the draw, it's won by Ashburn. They fire it in from the outside, fought off by Brushett. Kick to the corner. It's Kubnik getting there. Comes back in front. Dixon, a force in front of the net for the Pens as it's freed up to Vickers. Vickers finds Goldberg. Coming with speed through center. Cuts to the left. Carries and peels up, looking for a trailer. Finds Dixon. He'll fire one in, deflected by Bowen, and what a stop that was. As the power play wrapped up for the Penguins, a deflection chance there. Kept out. 8:34, third period. Schweitzer to the face-off circle. Face-off kick to the half wall, rimmed around. It'll be picked up by Foster at the point. Sent past Zachi into the corner. Schweitzer pressures, forces it the opposite side. It'll be broken out on the right side by Ashburn. Turned back by Foligno, and the Pens have a 3-on-2 as they come through center. Schweitzer, Lore, and Zachi. Schweitzer looks cross, finds Zachi, and he's stopped. What a play that was. Schweitzer again. Zachi centers it, looking for Lore, and skips free. Schweitzer able to find Zachi a second time. This one at center as it's in, but Zachi unable to clear. And we'll have an offside at the blue line. 7-5-2, 7:52 as the Penguins with an A+ scoring chance there. No quit in the black and gold here as Bloom steps to the dot. Kicked forward, gathered in, and Bloom will drive the left side. A beautiful reaching poke check there by Ashburn's 43, Rodolphe, I forgot the I. Ashburn offsides at the Pens blue line. So Bloom, Bowen, and Vickers will go back to work. Kubnik and Dixon, the defense pair. Bloom wins it this time to Dixon. Dixon up to Bowen. Bowen centers it off of a skate. Battled for it center, and it's Kubnik picking it up. Kubnik banks it off the boards out to center. And a battle on the wall. It'll be Vickers coming away with it. He finds Bowen. Bowen in on sides. Dangles to the outside. Fires a backhander. And that is caught and held on the blocker side by 29 Taylor, the Ashburn goalie. Face off to the right in the Ashburn zone. Bloom steps to the dot. Well, more glides on the ice. Rimmed around. As Ashburn comes up through center, Kubnik able to tip it off. If his stick and break up the play as Vickers gains the zone on sides, works it off to Bloom. Bloom will carry to the corner, working it in front, centering one, looking for Vickers. It's off of a stick behind the net. It goes. Vickers will battle as Ashburn able to clear it, but not past the stick of Bowen. And out pops an Xtreme player in all by himself, firing one. It skips over the cage as hustling back into the play was Kubnik to put on some back pressure and prevent the cutback. A nice play there. This one picked up by Dixon. Dixon will fire it on an absolute laser. In on net, stopped and held. Pens will get a line change here. Offensive zone draw. This one will come again to the right of the Ashburn goalie. Left side as you're looking at it on the camera. And again, thank you, 15 of you joining us here on Cine Swirl TV, Cinnamon Swirl Productions. Producer Jeremy Evans. Commentary also by Jeremy Evans. And cameraman today, thanks to Rob Schweitzer, an esteemed member of the Cinnamon Swirl team. Rob Schweitzer Esquire. And it'll be pressure coming from Lore. As Xtreme try to break out of their zone, they'll try the left side this time. No successes. There's Baru cutting back to the middle. Drives to his backhand, fires a backhander off the cage. Rebound sent wide by Lorzy. Lorzy will chase it down, though. No quit. Freed up by, I think, Goldberg. Goldberg drives into the middle. He's tripped, and we'll head back to a power play. Oh, that wasn't Goldberg. That was Foster. So it'll be Bloom, Bowen, Goldberg out here now with Kubnik and Dixon. 1 minute on the power play, 5:48 to play. Pens have had a number of power play chances. It's time. It is time, folks. That shot goes in. Puck is still loose and battled for at the side of the net. And the goaltender again comes out in order to have a conversation. Perhaps he wants to know what kind of toothpaste Landon Bloom uses. I'm not going to go to the power play settings here for good luck, folks. Change things up a bit. It's Bloom behind the net, banking it off the boards, finds Dixon. Dixon will turn and laser one towards the net. It kicks free, and it's ultimately iced by Ashburn. That icing will bring the puck all the way back. The Pens will have 39 seconds left on the power play when they return to the Ashburn zone, and we drop the puck. 5:29 to play in the third period, trailing by 1. Bloom on the draw, one by Ashburn. They bank it off the boards, looking to break it up the left side. That's going to be cut off by the backhand of Kubnik, who keeps it in. He's pressured by 3 Xtreme players as they outnumber the Penguins shorthanded and come out through center. Into the offensive zone, carrying to the backhand, shooting one off the outside. I think Bruchette got it with the blocker. To work back to the point, some shorthanded action by Ashburn. Polly to the puck. It's freed up to the stick of Dixon. Dixon looks for Goldberg. It tips off of his stick, and it'll be icing if it's far enough, but it's not. I think that stick of Goldberg able to slow it up just enough. The breakout attempt comes the whole way free to center. It'll be Foster. Power play over for the Penguins as Foster carries it behind his own net and finds Baru. It's swiped off of his stick, but right back to Foster. And we've got a rush through center. It's a 3-on-2 if the Penguins hurry, and they do. Foster cuts to the outside, drives back to the middle, centering pass, skips past Zachi, comes free to Schweitzer, and he fans on the shot. Back come the Xtreme. It'll be into the Pens end where Dino Felino will pick it up. Foligno behind the net, trying to break it out. It's pressured and knocked off of his stick. But Baru will pick it up and carry it into the offensive zone. Well, he won't get the whole way there. He'll just get to center. Now Schweitzer, as Baru lays the body, and we're going to head to the penalty kill. A body check at center puts the Pens shorthanded at a time when it is quite inconvenient, trailing by a goal with just under 4 minutes to play in the third. So the Penguins have had plenty of chances on the power play, haven't been able to get one through. Ashburn does have a power play goal halfway through the second period. That was their second rebound. And the Pens, Goldberg, shorthanded, able to fly into the offensive zone here. He's battled for, and he's able to come free with it, but it's ultimately knocked off of his stick as he cuts to the middle. Vickers and Goldberg flying back on the back check. Vickers will break the play up. Puck sits free, and it's held in by Anderson. Stepping into one and firing it off of a body wide of Burchett as they send it back in towards the net, and it is covered by the stick of Burchett. And the whistle blows. We'll have a face-off to the right of the Penguins' cage. Face-off won by Ashburn and knocked into the corner. Polly stopping, starting, centering one, and it skips just off the stick as Ashburn tries to keep it in the zone. It'll be Foster getting to it. He looks up for Bloom, and the 2-on-2 develops shorthanded as there's 9 seconds left on the PK. Cutting to the outside is Landon Bloom. Carrying it around, looking in front, unable to center a pass. It'll be Lohr and Bloom into the corner. And ultimately Ashburn comes away with it. Penalty over for the Pens as they've successfully killed it off. But now we're inside of 3 to play. A bit of a wrestling match. Puck pops free right to the stick of an Ashburn player who fires one. And Burchett out on top of that crease, equal to the task. Gets the stop, the cover. And now it's go time, boys. 2:43 to play here in period 3. 4-3 Ashburn. Schweitzer strides up to the face-off dot. 5v5 action. Wins it nicely to Dixon. It's knocked off of his stick and gathered in at the point by Ashburn. They go low to the half wall and look to work it into the middle from there. Dixon wins that battle as he has a number of times today and gets it to Zachi. Zachi to Goldberg. Goldberg carries through center. He's pressured from behind. He's able to maintain possession. Big, strong kid with a big body. As he wraps it around, he can't get it to go through. Zachi gets there. He's knocked down from behind as he sends one in on net. It's picked up and banked off the boards out to center by Ashburn. Kumnick. Austin will pick it up and carry it into the offensive zone. Cuts to the middle. It's Zachi. He finds Zachi, skips one wide of the net. Kumnick, like a dog on a bone, gets there. His shot blocked, and he swipes at the feet, and it'll be a penalty on Kumnick for a trip. Faceoff will come all the way back into the Penguins' end as they try to kill another penalty here late in period 3. 1:57 to play. They trail by a goal. Bloom on the draw. It's one back to the point and kept in by Ashburn. Foligno spinning with it in the corner. He's outnumbered, but great puck support from Vickers as he's able to work it back out the center, looking for Bloom. One poke check. If he got a second one, he was gone. Ashburn able to get possession, and the Pens are going to get another penalty. So now we're going to have a 5-on-3 PK. Pens need to touch this up and get to it. It'll be, I believe, Foster on a trip. Bit of a tough call. I think he might have had the puck on his stick. I'm going to look for the replay here on my end. I'm pretty sure he had the puck on his stick. It's tough to... Nonetheless, it's a trip. And the Pens are on a 5-on-3 PK. Cleared by Foligno out to the point. Shot from outside, off the chest. Rebound cleared by the Pens, but not out. A great diving block by Vickers. Getting to it, Bloom. Penguins with 2 forward and a defenseman out there right now. As down goes Bloom, and we'll have a penalty here, so it's going to go to 4-on-3 hockey for 10 seconds. The faceoff's going to come the whole way back to the Ashburn zone. In 10 seconds, the Pens are going to make it 4-on-4. And then 26 seconds after that, the Pens are going to have a 24-second power play with about a minute, a little less than a minute, 50-some, with about a minute left in the game. With about 7 seconds left in the game, it'll end. So the Pens are putting out an extra attacker here to make it 4-on-4. Goalie pulled. Brush it on the bench. Face off for Schweitzer. He kicks it forward. Lohr gets there. Schweitzer gets control. Rims it around behind the net. Bloom to the puck. Banks it all. It's banked off the boards by Ashburn. Power play now for the 4-on-4 for the Penguins, but they've got 5 players on the ice as they pull the netminder. It's Schweitzer. As Ashburn throws it in, but it's an offside play. So 14 seconds left of 4-on-4. 45 seconds left in the game. Penguins will have a power play for about 24 seconds. There's going to be 31 seconds on the clock when that starts. Everybody got that? If you got that, nod at home. Very good. Also, want to remind everybody, there's a link on the chat for a fantastic swag bag being raffled off by the 2010 Pens Elite team. Click on that, see if it's something you might want to support the team. Ashburn with the puck, 3 seconds left until the Pens are on the power play. They'll have a 6-on-5 with the goalie pulled. 6-on-4. Out of the box comes Foster. 25 seconds as Austin Kubnik gets the puck, but Ashburn able to pop it out. Short-handed, gains the red line. Kicks it in. It's Dixon able to get there. He pops it right back up for Schweitzer. He'll fire in after it, and it's sent into the Ashburn bench. 9.2 to play. 2 seconds left on the power play. We'll have a face-off. They're going to say it's center ice. So 6 Penguins. It's like March of the Penguins out there. As Foster kicks it into the offensive zone, it's turned back. And 4, 3, and 1. A shot comes in. It's stopped and held, and the Xtreme will get a Game 1 win in the tournament. Not all is lost. 2 more games for the Penguins. Join us again this afternoon as they take on the Amherst Knights from upstate New York. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for subscribing below. If you haven't, please do so. Subscribe below.